What if I told you that the secret to becoming genuinely wealthy has nothing to do with looking wealthy? And what if the very thing millions of people are chasing, the luxury cars, the designer clothes, the massive house, is actually the exact reason they will never build real wealth? Stay right there, because what I'm about to share completely flips everything you think you know about money on its head. And by the end of this video, you're going to see the world of wealth in a way you can never unsee. I'm Johnny, and here's the biggest irony about money that nobody talks about openly. You do not have to look rich to be rich. In fact, the people quietly building the most wealth around you right now probably look like they're doing absolutely nothing special. Blue jeans, a modest car, a house that doesn't make your jaw drop. When I say looking poor, I don't mean wearing torn clothes or driving something held together by duct tape and prayers. I mean living modestly, deliberately, intentionally, with no flashy, visible signals of what you're actually worth. And there were 7 powerful reasons why this matters. Let's get into them. Reason number 1, looking rich is the fastest road to going broke. This sounds almost too obvious to say out loud, but watch how it plays out in real life, because we see it constantly with professional athletes. Imagine an athlete suddenly going from nothing to $20,000 a month. The first thing that happens? The big house, the car collection, the designer, everything. Expenses balloon to match or even exceed the income, and for a while it looks incredible from the outside. But here's where it gets brutal. Athletic careers are short, the money stops, and now you have a lifestyle built for a king, but an income that has disappeared. No savings, no cushion, just a mountain of expenses and an empty bank account. That's not a rare story. It happens over and over again. And here's the terrifying part. This doesn't only happen to athletes, it happens to regular people every single day. If you're making $5,000 a month and spending $5,000 a month, it doesn't matter how impressive your lifestyle looks. You are one unexpected expense away from complete financial collapse. Looking rich is not sustainable. But looking poor, living modestly and quietly building your wealth, that's the long game, and the long game always wins. Reason number 2, looking rich buries you in liabilities. Here's a word that should make every aspiring wealthy person pay close attention: liabilities. These are the things you owe, the financial obligations that drain money out of your pocket every single month without giving anything back. When you decide you want to look rich, you essentially sign up for a life of liabilities. The fancy car comes with a crushing auto loan. The designer wardrobe goes on a credit card. The oversized house comes with a mortgage that keeps you working until you're too tired to enjoy it. And every time money comes in, a massive chunk of it immediately flows right back out to service those liabilities. There's nothing left to build with. But when you choose to look poor, when you make the deliberate decision to keep your expenses lean and redirect the difference into assets, the dynamic completely changes. Over time, those assets start generating their own income. And instead of lying awake wondering how you'll cover next month's payments, you start sleeping soundly knowing that your money is working harder than you are. That's the shift, from survival mode to thriving mode. And it starts with the quiet, unglamorous decision to stop performing wealth and start actually building it. Reason number 4, looking rich changes how people treat you, and not in the way you'd hope. This one catches people completely off guard, but once you see it, you'll never look at this the same way again. When you project wealth to the world, people start treating you differently. Some family members start expecting you to cover expenses because you look like you can afford it. Certain friends start showing up with their hands out, and some people you'd never expect, start looking for angles to take advantage of you. The world can be surprisingly ruthless when it thinks you have money, but when you look like an average person, people treat you like an equal. Relationships feel more genuine. Nobody's calculating what they can get from you. You move through life without a target on your back. There's a quiet power in being underestimated. The wealthiest people in rooms are often the ones nobody's paying attention to, and they prefer it that way. Reason number 5. Real wealth is built from thousands of small decisions. Growing this channel has been one of the most clarifying experiences of my life when it comes to understanding how success actually works. And here's what I've learned. I cannot point to one single moment, one viral video, one lucky break that made the difference. What made the difference was showing up consistently, making small decisions every day to get a little better, study what works, push through when things were hard, and keep going when it would have been easier to quit. Wealth works exactly the same way. There is no one big secret. There is no one dramatic move that flips everything overnight. Real wealth is the result of thousands of quiet, unsexy daily decisions that compound over time into something extraordinary. Choosing a smaller house saves you money every month for decades. Driving a reliable, affordable car instead of a flashy one saves you money every single year. Cooking at home instead of eating out consistently saves you hundreds of dollars every month. None of these decisions feel significant in isolation, but stack them up over 5, 10, 20 years and direct that saved money into investments that grow, and you end up somewhere completely different from where most people end up. Looking poor isn't a sacrifice, it's a strategy, a collection of small, intentional decisions that add up to something most people only dream about. Reason number 6, true wealth doesn't need to prove itself. Here's something worth sitting with for a moment. The people who work the hardest to look wealthy are usually the furthest from actually being wealthy. Their lifestyle is funded not by real money, but by debt, car loans, credit cards pushed to their limits, mortgages that own them more than they own the house. The performance of wealth is almost always a mask hiding financial anxiety. But when you have real wealth, genuine financial security, something shifts inside you. You stop caring what other people think. You stop feeling the need to prove anything to anyone, because you already have the thing that money is actually supposed to buy: freedom, options, security, the ability to make choices based on what you want, not what you're forced to do. And here's what I found. The less you need others to see your success, the more empowering your money becomes. Because when you're not spending it on appearances, you're using it as a tool. And a tool in the right hands builds things that last. Reason number 7. Financial peace is better than anything money can buy. I'll be honest with you, I think there's something hardwired in all of us that's drawn to beautiful, expensive things. Drive past a stunning house and some part of your brain lights up. See a gorgeous car and you feel it. That's human nature. There's nothing wrong with it. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you heard someone say, "I wish I had more financial anxiety"? When did you last hear someone say they wish they'd bought more things they couldn't really afford, taken on more debt, and worried more about money? Never. Because underneath all the shiny things we chase, what every single person actually wants is peace. The freedom to say yes to opportunities without checking your bank account first. The security to sleep at night knowing that whatever tomorrow throws at you, you're going to be okay. The flexibility to make choices in your life based on what matters to you, not what your debt payments demand. That kind of peace is not available for purchase at a luxury dealership. You can't put it on a credit card. It can only be built, quietly, patiently, one modest decision at a time. So wear the simple t-shirt, drive the reliable, unglamorous car, live in the house that fits your life rather than impresses your neighbors, and take every dollar you're not spending on appearances and put it somewhere it can grow. Because the freedom waiting on the other side of that choice, it is worth infinitely more than the fleeting thrill of looking rich while quietly going broke. If this video shifted something in how you think about money and wealth, hit that like button right now. It helps more people find this content who genuinely need it. Subscribe if you want more honest, practical conversations about building real financial security, not the highlight reel version, but the stuff that actually works. And share this with someone in your life who you think might be caught in the trap of looking successful while struggling privately, because this video might be exactly what they need to hear. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever caught yourself spending money just to look successful to other people? And what's one thing you could change starting this week to start building real wealth instead of just the appearance of it? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm genuinely curious, and I read every single one. I'll see you in the next video.